Good evening. Thank you for tuning in and for watching the check of the First Alert forecast. This check of the forecast on ANF Plus. Want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me, First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, with the check of the First Alert forecast. I know a lot of you have busy plans this evening. It is New Year's Eve. The start of the new year is just really, a handful of hours away. A lot going on this evening, and some of those plans could be impacted by the weather. Of course, they are outdoors. Thankfully, today's weather setup on this New Year's Eve, 2023, Sunday, December 31st, relatively low impact. It's chilly, yes, but we had sunshine today. Sunshine sending temperatures into the 50s versus the 40s of yesterday, so a little bit of a warm-up, and we still have the sunshine now, but there will be some subtle changes through the evening hours. Clouds moving back into the First Alert forecast, and temperatures, of course, cooling off with sunset. So we do have some chillier weather on the way. Reminder, you can always get a check of that forecast if you are on the go this evening in the First Alert Weather app. Just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. Let's go ahead and take you outside right now. Again, it is a wonderful early evening, late afternoon. We're coming up on that official 5 o'clock switch where you drop the afternoon and you go into evening, and sun angle getting lower out there. Sunset here within about an hour or so, and with sunset comes some chillier weather in the First Alert forecast. I think pretty quickly we're going to fall back into the 40s across North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, and even in the heart of the city of Atlanta. It'll cool relatively quickly. Let's get a look at current conditions right now outside. Temperatures in the mid-50s in the city of Atlanta, 56 at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, 57 Rome, 54 Canton, 56 in Locust Grove. So this is warmer than yesterday. About this time yesterday, we were 48 in the city of Atlanta, 56 right now. So 5 to 10 degrees warmer, kind of across the board. You can see some blues up there in the mountains up far north and northeast Georgia, from Gilmer County, Fannin County, Union County, Towns County, Rabun County, Lumpkin County, Habersham County, White County, those areas on up into Clay County, North Carolina, and the upstate portion of South Carolina. Yes, a little chillier, upper 40s, lower 50s in the higher elevations, but still even there warmer than the same time yesterday, thanks to all of that sunshine. They kind of overtook the forecast across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Again, all is pretty quiet here. Not tracking any rain and snow here locally. The southeast is dry. The east coast is dry south of D.C., but you notice up in D.C., Chicago, the Midwest, Ohio River Valley, there is a little storm system passing to our north that is going to help reinforce some cooler air. Basically, what is going to happen is as that system pulls away off to the north and east, no, it's not going to bring us any precip, no rain, no wintry weather, but the northerly flow on the backside of that system will pull in some even chillier weather back in the First Alert forecast. And what we will be watching in the days to come is what is happening to our west. Already we have one little storm system here impacting parts of Texas, a more impactful storm system just now starting to impact the West Coast. Both of those will have varying impacts on our First Alert forecast as we get deeper into the work week, and then especially First Alert as we get into next weekend. We've added a First Alert for Saturday. It does look like rain will be widespread enough, persistent enough, heavy enough to really impact some of those plans, especially outdoors, and that is Saturday. So we'll be breaking down that portion of the forecast here in just a moment. First, so let's bring it back to what is expected to happen this evening. So many folks have plans outdoors. Of course, it is a pivotal time. You're bringing in the new year. Almost all activities, aside from house get-togethers and home get-togethers, are outdoors. So it is a holiday that can be impacted by the weather, but good news. Pretty decent conditions ahead, though it will be chilly. Again, here is that full hour-by-hour forecast. Make sure you do bundle up, as it says below. Plans do take you outdoors. We're back in the 40s here by 7 p.m. in the city of Atlanta. I would say probably back in the 40s even earlier than that, further outlying, away from the perimeter, I-285. 11 p.m., clouds are moving back in. Notice the icon goes from clear, that sunshine, to a couple of clouds, 7 p.m., lots of clouds, 9 p.m., and then overcast. Cloudy conditions, 11 midnight, 1 a.m., So not going to see much of the moon nor the stars tonight, but it will be dry. Clouds not producing any rain, light breezes adding to the chill factor. So mid-40s could feel like upper 30s and lower 40s. If you do have plans around the midnight hour, make sure you're bundled up. Grab an extra layer, though technically tonight will be warmer than it was, warmer. It's still going to be cold. You're still going to want the coat, but warmer than it was 24 hours ago, much like this afternoon, with the majority of the evening spent in They made 40s as far as the celebration time frame there. Whereas yesterday evening, we were on 10 p.m. Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV, and it was already freezing in some communities. So a little bit of a boost in our temperature, though. I would still say it's certainly jacket worthy, if not coat worthy. Make sure you do have that extra layer if you are headed outdoors. And speaking of the transition in temperature here over the next several days, I want to take a look at low temperatures because I did mention that tonight is a little bit milder than last night. But we will have a return of chillier air, as mentioned. As that system pulls away, a fresh batch of cold air will filter southward into North Georgia from the north and northwest. So here's a look at low temperatures. Morning lows occurring generally, around 6:30, 7:30 each morning, each day, each corresponding day there. And notice how much blue there is on the graphic of this go-around. It is going to be a pretty chilly work week ahead with a low temperature tomorrow morning, as mentioned. Just a bit of a jump up at 40. Back down below freezing, that's even in the city of Atlanta Tuesday morning, so many folks waking up to temperatures in the 20s. Certainly it will be chilly out there, and it does look like that freezing conditions can be expected, if not, they will be likely, I should say, Tuesday into Friday mornings. Now, notice how Wednesday, Thursday, we bring up our low temperature just a little bit, mid to upper 30s again. City of Atlanta, colder outlying, many spots still waking up to freezing temperatures Wednesday and Thursday. We do have a storm system passing just to our south. It's going to spread some clouds into North Georgia. And clouds, they act like a blanket. They keep in some of that warmth of the day in overnight. They don't allow it to escape back up into space overnight. So that's why I boosted your temperature a little bit Wednesday, Thursday mornings with the anticipation that there will be more clouds. We also do have a chance of rain in the forecast midweek. Not a likely chance of rain. It does look like that this system will pass far enough south. The air will be dry enough to where it's going to get hard to get much substantial rain in the first alert forecast. Nonetheless, Wednesday, mainly south of I-20, a 30 to 40% chance of very light rain in the forecast. If moisture makes it far enough north, we could have a couple sleet pellets, a couple snow flurries, much like just a couple of days ago where you see a couple flying by, no impact to your plans, and certainly not to roadway conditions, but we will be watching that potential as we get into the middle of the week. The more impactful storm system, and we spoke about the first alert just a few minutes ago, will be Saturday. Right off the bat, this is 6 days away. We're already splashing a 60% chance of rain on that, and probably will be adjusting that higher and higher as our confidence here in the First Alert Weather Center increases in the fact that it will be kind of a washout of a day. It's looking fairly rainy. Rain could be heavy and lasting long enough, kind of blocking out a large enough portion of the day to really impact some plans out there. So just a heads up, a little bit of a speed bump in an otherwise dry forecast. That is Wednesday. Most still dry, relatively low impact, but it will be colder, cloudier. Could be a few sprinkles, and if moisture makes it far enough north, maybe a few sleet pellets and snow flurries, but no real impact to plans as it looks right now, and certainly not in the winter weather realm there. And then Thursday, Friday, drying back out very quickly, clearing back out. Thursday, actually, may feature a decent bit of sunshine. And then as we get into our Saturday, this is going to be a fast-moving storm system, but it likely will be an impactful storm system with heavy rain, possibly some embedded thunderstorms, so I will say that it does look like the risk of severe weather is going to be very, very low, hopefully zero here in North Georgia. But we're going to be eyeing it, keeping an eye on the setup. Again, that is 6 days away. This system has not even technically entered the United States yet. It is still off the west coast of California. Energy still over the Pacific, so forecast models still likely will have some alterations over the next several days. But we're very confident in the fact that Saturday is going to be kind of a rainy day, at least feature a period of hours with rain, possibly heavy across North Georgia and metro Atlanta, hence the first alert. It is looking like the day could very well be a washout, so just keep that in mind if you have plans next Saturday. In particular, if they are outdoors, first alert, your plans could be washed out. And as I pull up that 7-day forecast, it was looking like it was going to be a cold rain, but again, the track of the low here, that area of lower pressure, that's what's causing the rain and storminess, by the way. That track will determine exactly what temperatures do on Saturday. If it maintains a track a little bit further south, it would probably be colder. If it takes a sharp turn off to the left and passes over us or just to our north and west, it could be a little bit milder. Again, it is looking like it's going to be relatively chilly to cool regardless. It is not going to be a warm day. But as we pull up that 7-day forecast, you'll notice that we bumped up that temperature just a little bit, and we do have that first alert for Saturday because rain is forecast to be widespread enough to have a pretty good chance of impacting your plans. So first alert for our Saturday. Plan impacting rain, perhaps a few embedded thunderstorms, a good possibility, so just keep that in mind, especially plans bring you outdoors. But the good news for next weekend is that this is going to be a pretty fast-moving storm system. Moves in quick, it rains, and then it moves right back out just as quick as it moved in. So drying out Sunday, going to bring down that rain chance. And keep it cool in the next weekend. There's a little bit of cold air behind this system, but there is yet another system next Tuesday or so. Again, beyond the 7-day forecast, we're talking day 9, day 10, which you can get that 10-day forecast at AtlantaNewsFirst.com and in the First Alert Weather app. That system will have a similar impact. It moves in, lots of rain, maybe a few storms. It moves out very quickly, and then cold, windy weather possible as we get into the middle of the month. Could be some of the coldest air we've had so far this season. So something we're going to be watching out for as we get into our middle of, I guess technically today's Sunday. So we have this week, and then 9-10 days from now, next Tuesday, Wednesday, some colder air may start filtering in. But between now and then, looking like Wednesday, Thursday, much chillier. We're stuck in the 40s, lots of clouds, a breeze, and there could be a little bit of light rain. And if moisture makes it far enough north, maybe a few sleet pellet snow flurries, much like a couple days ago, no real impact. You're lucky if you see anything. But it's very possible that, again, the bulk of any moisture remains well south of us. That's why the rain chance only 40%. May be able to pare that down even further. We will let you know, keep you updated. But we've gone ahead and issued a first alert for Saturday. Just be alert to the fact that, hey, weather's going to be a little gross, and it is going to be more likely to impact your plans. Saturday is the day in that 7-day forecast. It has weather that really could be yucky and impact your plans, especially if they are outdoors. Want to remind you, we will be live streaming again here in just a few hours, 8 p.m. We do have kind of a different news schedule than normal. We're going to be having a halftime cut in about 5:30 or so. Here at Atlanta News First, and then Atlanta News First will be simulcast on WANF and Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate, tonight at 10 p.m. So an earlier than normal late newscast. We'll have your full first alert forecast. Sean Gables will have your latest news headlines, walking you through all the celebrations this evening, and then CBS covering a big celebration up in Nashville. We'll be having that live on our air, WNF, this evening. So again, have a wonderful evening out there. Take a look at this beautiful image as the sun begins to set over Centennial Olympic Park, downtown Atlanta. Grab a jacket if you have outdoor celebration plans. It's going to be chilly, but despite some clouds moving in, your forecast remains dry. Full check of the forecast can always be found if you're on the go this evening, which many of you will be, at AtlantaNewsFirst.com, and you can grab it on the go in the First Alert Weather app. Have a good evening.